Hello, my name is Steve Hermann, and I'm the author of Mediumship Mastery, the Ultimate Guide, which is my book on mediumship development, and it's available on Amazon. And I'm really into the teaching mediumship development. I'm into working with people and helping them with their growth and unfoldment as mediums. And the whole purpose of my YouTube channel is mediumship training and mediumship development. So I'm going to be talking in this video a little bit more about being able to hear spirit. Can you imagine being able to hear deceased, discarnate personalities with your physical ears? Well, that is a type of mediumship. It's called voice mediumship. It's physical mediumship. Physical mediumship is completely different from mental mediumship. So clairaudience, being able to hear the spirits mentally, that's different. We're talking about actual physical mediumship. And you can hear the words of spirit spoken to you. You can converse with individuals in the language that they spoke when they were here, if you speak the same language. And you can hear it. Everyone who's present is able to hear the phenomena as it takes place. It's dynamic and it's amazing. And I have my spirit trumpet here as well. And the spirit trumpet, see, it's composed, this particular one, it has 3 different sections. And it's used for the communication. They create with the ectoplasm an apparatus. Sometimes it's referred to as a voice box inside. You know, the inside, it holds everything together. And they're able to use this as what we might describe as a psychic type of megaphone. Now, you can develop voice mediumship. You don't need to even have a trumpet. When you use a trumpet, it's called direct voice. When you do it without a trumpet, it's called independent voice. Now, the first trumpet I ever got was about 30 years ago, and I was in Chicago doing some work. And I was at the Spiritualist Church in Chicago, and they had all of the personal belongings of this one medium from Chicago who had passed over, a lot of his books, and they had a small section. See the section? They had this small section from his trumpet. And I grabbed a few of his books that were available, because he had passed over, and I took the trumpet. And a few days later, I returned to Virginia, where I was living at the time, and I went to a particular home circle that I participated in for years. This is run by a trance medium, and her husband, he was a medical doctor. He was a healer and a medium, very soft-spoken. And that particular evening, he did the meditation. And the section of the trumpet, I put it right by my feet on the couch where I was sitting. And there were less than 10 of us sitting in that group that night. But I remember what happened, because as he was speaking, doing the meditation, and he was soft-spoken, you could hear with your physical ears, in the space right above his head, you could hear his words repeated, and it was his voice. It was like a copy. Everything he said, you'd hear the same things a moment later spoken, like a recording. It was like having a radio in the space around him, right above his head. And this went on for 5 minutes or more, and I'm thinking, my gosh, what the heck is going on? Is this phenomena? Does he have some type of mic hooked up or amplifier that's able to somehow duplicate his voice as he's saying it and repeat it back? But that wasn't what was taking place. This was phenomena that was taking place. This was voice mediumship that was taking place. Because when you first start to develop it, they use the ectoplasm, or sometimes they just use the sound vibration that's created. Sometimes in a circle people will sing, there's some conversation. But singing is always good, because singing intensifies the vibrations. It raises the energy, the vibrations. And they're able to use that energy. They're able to create fully audible noises and sounds that you can hear with your physical ears. And of course, if they're using the medium, they extract the ectoplasm, sometimes from the region even of the throat or the solar plexus of the medium. Oftentimes, at least initially, as one develops, the voice will sound just like that of the medium. So, scientifically, in terms of what was taking place, we understand why the voice sounded exactly like his. And this voice mediumship, if you're sitting for development regularly, you have to have a harmonious group. You have to have people who really get along with each other. They're all on the same page. They're all on the same wavelength. And you don't have to, you really don't need to just sit for voice mediumship. Sit for connecting with the world of spirit. Use me as you see fit. But what they'll do, if the conditions are the right way, is they can produce this type of mediumship, this type of phenomena, using the energy of those who are quite mediumistic, as well as others, even those who aren't so experienced, or they're not necessarily possessing the right chemistry. They'll use the chemistry as the whole. But the most important thing is the consistency, and it's the harmony. It's the enthusiasm and the love. Sometimes people get into phenomena, and it's just because it's a big show and it's entertaining, the sensationalistic aspect of it. Communication with the spirit world is sacred. And if you sit properly, if you start to develop your mediumship properly, they will produce this type of phenomena. Why? To demonstrate the reality of life after death. To demonstrate to you that they're around. It's not just some type of speculation, figment of your imagination. The spirit world interpenetrates the physical world. And any type of mediumship is a good thing. But with voice mediumship, it's amazing what can take place with it. And it's something that you don't have to go in some type of deep trance necessarily to experience. The medium can be fully conscious. Now, do you need dark? Well, it's good to have dark for developing this, lack of regular lighting. But you can have this type of phenomena in the light. You can have it in dim lighting. If the conditions are right, they're going to be able to produce that phenomena. And it certainly helps to have it a bit dark. Now, in the trumpet, of course, it's very dark inside here. So if they produce the voices in the trumpet, you could have this trumpet in the light. A lot of mediums used to work this way. They would even have the trumpets literally on their laps, or maybe being held by one of the recipients or sitters, as well as with them. And of course, this end facing the sitter, and the voices would speak to the sitter. Pretty awesome, isn't it? So if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them at the bottom. Or feel free to get in touch with me. I teach a lot of classes. I do one-on-one, individualized mentoring and training. And I'm really into the teaching aspect, so if I can help you in any way, feel free to get hold of me. So God bless you, and have a wonderful day or evening wherever you might be.